Hello people and welcome back to News Review. It's the third week of the Jojo collab, I think, if I've not counted wrong. As you've noticed, there's no slides. That's because I'm not bothered to make them. There are 2 new cards. I did just realize something slightly, I guess, visually disturbing about this Nightmarish Descent, like, font logo. I don't know what the hell's around it. Hopefully that's not lore related. It's like white paint, except it's not paint, if you know what I mean. Anyway, the new card this week is Father Pucci and Pale Snake, who has a Calamitous stage, the first ever collab Calamitous stage, but it has a default team associated with it, meaning that you can only challenge it using the default team, so that already just, you know, gets rid of a load of hype. The Calamitous stage is where you can get his Dragonware. Technically, you can get the Dragonware by beating the Nightmare stage 7 times as well. That basically means that the Calamitous stage is just, there's no point, right? The whole point of, you know, this game is that you build your own teams and take them and challenge them, but then now they've just kind of destroyed that whole point. People were excited, and then they were like, oh, default team, and then, you know, everyone's not excited, including myself, which is, I think, a reasonable reaction. I don't know why they keep screwing over, like, you know, the ultimate and nightmare stages of, like, the big bads in collabs, where, you know, the hype is built up, and then they just completely, I guess, drop the ball. Anyway, this guy is a dark human in his base form. As a leader, he is a meme leader, where you get, you know, you make prime numbers of groups of runestones, number of runestones, or combo count to give himself attack. It's as a leader, and even for his actives, which kind of synergize with his leader skill. He is a very, he concentrates a lot of attack onto himself, is how this goes, basically. For his actives in base form, they're not that good. What is actually showing on screen right now? Okay, just that. Alright, the first one is CD5. You tap a column, just one column. That member enters a silent state for 2 rounds, and then you remove that column to generate the corresponding attribute and race of runestones. You steal the member's attack and add 2 times of it into any other Father Pucci you have, and then ignore duet, trio, quartet, and quintet elemental shields. And if you tap, you know, Jotaro Kujo, the new one, Jolene, Erms, or FF, or Weather Forecast, I think this is lore related again. So, and this character's attack times 7. Not even generous enough to give other Father Pucci attack times 7. No, if you know, have dupes of him, just the one will get this. So, you know, not that good. For his second active, let me make sure you can actually see it. Yep, is CD7. You clear all additional effects in play. So if you wanted to, like, you know, use active skill 1 and then clear the silent state, that's not how it works, because you can clear, you're gonna clear everything else. If the character is equipped with his own Dragonware, then you switch for 2 rounds upon skill activation. At the end of each round, enchant the board and give it human runestones. You have super damage reduction, which is nice, and then attack bonus plus 250% for combos made. This is okay. I mean, it's pretty much useful for the fact that it's super damage reduction, but I'm fairly sure that there are better options that don't involve stat clears, because stat clears, like, when useful effects are attached to stat clears, it is a bit of a pain to work around most of the time. For his bond skills, it's just CD cycling, not much to talk about there. In his switched form, he becomes Light God. His leader skill remains largely the same, just with higher multipliers, I think. And then his active skills change completely, pretty much, or significantly, let's say. He has 2 EP skills, both of them are EP7. The first one, he still silences everyone else, but Father Pucci and Maiden Heaven enter a hyper and frenzied state for 2 rounds. I believe that's adds up to times 4 attack. because Hyper is ×2, and I think Frenzied is also ×2. All members except Father Pucci launch no attack, and 3 times the attack of all of the members, so he steals everyone's attack this time and adds 3 times of that into himself, or rather into this card. So this is actually better than this addresses the thing I was saying before, so it adds it into all copies of Father Pucci and Made in Heaven. You ignore all Runestone Shield and Elemental Shields as before. If the leader is a Jojo's Bizarre Adventure member, dodge the first attack of an enemy in each round, and if you defeat an enemy, this skill stays in play. This is just okay. I mean, this is basically tailored for him as a leader. As a member, I don't know why you would activate this card. He doesn't give himself like a particularly good attack bonus. It's pretty much ×4. Well, I mean, if you really want to get technical about it, it's ×12. But then no one else can attack. It's just like kind of a nothing burger of a skill, I would say. The second one is actually slightly better, and I think the only real use case for him as a member outside of a leader position. This EP skill 2, you get Time Tunnel. If no character runestone is triggered, reduce runestone movement time to 2 seconds, so you could get screwed here if the enemy requires you to start from a character runestone. Or you just don't want to for some reason. I'm not sure why you wouldn't want to. I think, you know, enemy skills can screw you. That's the main thing. You get God Trail. Gods and demons ignore green-red vortex, so that's one way that the enemies could screw you ignored. But there's like the boys, not like the males, but like the golden boy that goes on the character portrait. That's what I'm talking about. That could screw you. Something else, I mean, I don't know. I don't know in what situation where you don't want to trigger a character runestone. That could screw you with the skill, but yeah. And at the end of each round, all members skill CDs -1 and EPs +1, which is the main drawing point, or the main draw, and the main point. It's not a drawing point, is not a real thing. The main point of this skill, I would say. Dissolving runestones is still necessary though, and this skill does stay in play until deactivation or defeated. It cannot be deactivated in any time, I think, because it doesn't say so. Unless it can, in which case it's very stupid. It's very stupid either way. If it cannot be deactivated at any time, then that's stupid. And if it can, but it doesn't say so right here, then that's also stupid. In terms of gameplay, if it can't be deactivated, then I think the whole card is just dead on arrival, because in this, I guess, meta of like hyper speed, like clearing with like reflect damage and stuff like that, if you need to dissolve runestones to get your CD, you know, cycling going, then that's just not happening, because dissolving runestones and launching attacks is a waste of time. So in conclusion, a very meme leader with probably a lot of flavor and lore, you know, related to like prime numbers and stuff like that, and in terms of his skill design. But in terms of gameplay, nope. I don't think you're going to be seeing this guy getting any use outside of being a meme leader, unfortunately. As I said, they keep on screwing these, you know, Ultimate and Nightmare stage bosses. There's his team skill if you want to read that. I'm not going to. And there's his Dragonware. I'm also going to just skip that. We have the second new card, which is the challenge stage card Weather Forecast, a water human. CD6 fixed board of enchanted human attribute of runestones. This is going to be 5 rows of the 5 kinds of runestones. Restore the board to normal state and clear the silent state of all members. Very nice. And for 2 rounds, water members and humans attack ×2. And then water becomes protected if it's sky drop. This is basically here to support Father Pucci, but on its own, the fixed board is always good. Although, I mean, water humans are a very, very saturated member pool already. So, yeah. In conclusion, this week is, you know, unexciting again. Farm a little bit of weather forecast, I think. I guess, farm a little bit of Father Pucci. I mean, I'll obviously grab one, as always, but it's just not very exciting, I think, to have a card that does near, like, it for a Nightmare card, it does next to nothing. And I guess, yeah, they went too hard on the lore again, instead of, you know, making the card actually good. Not that the previous one, I think King Crimson was also pretty bad. And then before that, the guy's name, who I can't remember, was good for the wrong reasons, because he can just ignore all enemy skills, which is not good game design in my opinion. Anyway, was there anything here that I wanted to talk about? The Calamitous stage is a fixed team. I already talked about that. The returning ultimate stage is Sebastiano. Do I know what this guy actually is? Maybe not. Let's just quickly put that in. This guy... Oh, this guy's actually good. Okay. Yeah, farm him if you don't have him already. Very nice. And there will be a rate up. Wait, is this the 4th week? Am I like actually... Okay, the passage of time is becoming a blur. This is the 4th week, actually. I misspoke at the beginning. If the rate up is happening. Yes, the rate up is happening at the end of the week. This is the 4th week. Okay, well, haha. That's it. There's like nothing. I think the collab, if this is the 4th week, I think it is. Yeah, okay. Well, this collab's ending in a whimper instead of a bang. Not very surprising, unfortunately, with collabs that, like, you know, don't have any constant amount of content. If they keep introducing ultimate stages, like this reminds me a lot of, I guess, Attack on Titan, where the last week was just absolutely nothing, where they pulled out the you know, final boss, or the supposed final boss, and it was like, actually you can't get this card, here's a medal. That's what this feels like. I mean, this is a real card. Father Pucci is a real card. It's just, I think, a bad card. So yeah, that'll be it for this week's news review. Hopefully you enjoyed the rambling. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.